Hello, hello friends. I am recording this video for the demo purpose. As you can already see on the screen that the topic that we are going to cover today is matrix. This matrix is chapter 3 of your syllabus. Now without wasting much of our time, we will directly move to the topic. First, I will tell you the definition of a matrix, then I will explain what is the actual purpose, why we require this matrix in our day-to-day life, or we can say this is mainly used for research purpose where we have to handle a large quantity of data at a time. तो अब हम एक एक करके समझेंगे कि मैट्रिक्स सबसे पहले होती क्या है, व्हाट इज मैट्रिक्स एक्चुअली, starting with the definition. So what, how a matrix can be defined as: a matrix is a an ordered array or to be precisely an ordered rectangular array of numbers or functions. Now we will understand what this is: an ordered rectangular array. General representation. Generally, a matrix is denoted as generally matrix is represented as this is how we represent a matrix. Here, this capital A, this is the name of the matrix. How we can denote a matrix? Here, A is the matrix, and within square brackets we have written A of ij. Here, the letter small a represents the element or function. As we have seen in the definition, it is an ordered rectangular array of numbers or functions. So aij is either a number or a function. Generally we call it as element or an entity of the matrix. Here this I and j, I represent the row number. I will tell you what is a row and what is a column. And j represent the column. And this we have written m cross n outside the bracket. This m cross n is known as order of the matrix. We will also define in later stage what is an order of the matrix. For now, I will tell you this m by m means total number of rows and n is the total number of columns. So we can say product of number of rows into number of columns. It is written like this only. We cannot write, suppose there are two rows and three columns, we cannot write order as 6. No, we have to write in the same format, that is 2 cross 3. This is the order, and the product of 2 and 3 is 6, that is 6 is the total number of the elements present in the matrix. I hope as of now you got my point. Now for an example I will show you how matrix looks like. Suppose 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 9, 6, 7, and 0. This is a matrix. Sorry, here A is equal to, here matrix A is having 9 elements, and here the horizontal lines, let me change the color. These elements which are present horizontally, this is called as one row. This is row 1, this is row 2, and this is row 3. Similarly, columns. Columns are the elements present in the vertical axis. This 3, 4, and 6. This is the column 1. Similarly, 2, 5, 7. These lies in the column 2. And 1, 9, and 0. C3. Now, there is one obvious question. These are just numbers. What is the practical use of this matrix? Now, suppose when we are formulating a matrix, there are certain things that the person who has formulated the matrix, he knows or he defines something. Now let us understand this in detail with an example. Suppose there are three friends. Let's name them as P1, P2, that is person 1, person 2, and person 3. These persons are having two things: few number of notebooks and few number of pens. Now, in the here you will write N denotes notebooks and P denotes uh, P. Okay, P denotes number of pens. Let me write so that it does not confuse with the number of people. Here that is notebook. Now, suppose person one is having 10 notebooks and 6 pens. Similarly, person 2 is having 6 notebooks and 4 pens. Person 3 is having 7 notebooks and 5 pens. So, now the person has decided that the values present in the horizontal rows denotes different persons. That means 10 and 6 belongs is the data that is belongs to person 1, and 6 and 4 is the data that belongs to person 2, and 7 and 5 is the person 3. Similarly, the first number, just suppose we write if we write person 1, and if we write directly data as 10, 6, this is also a matrix notation in this notation. Okay, here he knows that the first number is the number of notebooks and second number is the number of pens. So it is understood to him. Just hold on. Okay. Now this entire data for three persons can be combined. Let the matrix. Okay, just hold on. Yes. A. This data can be written as 10, 6, 6, 4, 7, and 5. Okay. Now with the conventions it is defined earlier that the row 1 is person 1, row 2 is person 2, and row 3 is person 3, and column 1 is the number of notebooks, and column 2 is the number of pens. So in this crisp notation, or we can say in this short notation, if I ask you that how many pens does the person 2 is having, you can directly say that it is 4. So the data has here has become very handy for you. Similarly, how many notebooks the person 3 is having, that means similarly it is 7. So metrics are generally used for faster calculations in heavy programming, space utilization. Anywhere where we are using some programs, now we can use that through metrics, because there we are handling much large quantities of data. So I hope now you got a basic idea that what a matrix is and how we represent a matrix, how to identify the rows and columns. So let me define here only. Let me define the order of this matrix. This matrix is having three rows. Row one. This is row one. This is row two. This is row three. Here we have column one, and here we have column two. So if I say order of matrix A, it is equal to number of rows, that is 3, into number of column, that is 2. We read it as 3 by 2. 3 by 2. This is how we read the order. And if I ask you how many elements are there, you just need to multiply these 3 into, that is 6. The matrix is having 6 elements or 6 entities. In this case, these entities are numbers. Now let me switch to another page. Okay, ready to go. Let me write here. This is our page 2. Now we will see the general representation of a matrix. As I already told you that matrix, we in short we write matrix as Aij with the order of m is to n, where I denotes the number of rows, and here total number of rows is m. So the value of I lies in between 1 and m, and similarly for j it is. Now we read it as like this. Suppose we are having a matrix of the order 3 by 2. That means m becomes 3 and n becomes 2. So now value of I, that is row, will be row from 1 to 3, and column will be from 1 to 2, as we have already seen in the last example. Now let me erase this. And these I and j, these are natural numbers. I comma j belongs to category of natural numbers. Now what are natural numbers? From 1 to up to plus infinity. Okay, now this is the short notation. We will try to expand this for you so that you can understand. Suppose now A11, that means this is the first element that in the row, first row and the first column. This is row 1 horizontally. We are moving in row 1. So this is row 1 and element column 2. Similarly, row 1 column 3. In the same way, we move up to A general representation Aij, and then this representation will continue up to how many columns we are having, maximum n number of columns and m number of rows. So it will continue up to A1n. Now similarly in the second row, this is second row, first column A22, A23, again Aij, and A2n. Similarly we will move down, somewhere we will get ith row, that is I1, AI2, AI3. Similarly this is jth column, so this is Aij, and this is Ain. Similarly move down, and finally we will get the last row is mth row, that is AM1, AM2, AM3, A sorry AMJ, and continue up to AMN. So this is the expansion of the general representation of the matrix capital A, whose elements are represented as Aij with the order of m by n, where m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns. Now switch to next page. Now we will do an example of matrix formulation. Now in the problem it is said that there are three factories named as 1, 2, 3, in which the workers are working, and the data for number of men workers and number of women workers is given here, like this. I will represent simply. Roman letter 1 means factory 1. Roman letter, just a minute. And here Roman letter 2 means factory 2, and this is factory 3. Number of men and number of women. This data is given in the problem. Let me write the same for you. It is 30, 25, and 27. 27 men are working in factory number 3. Similarly, number of women is 25 in factory 1, 31 in factory 2, and 26 in factory 3. Now we have to write this data in the matrix form. Now, this description is up to you. You can write this data in two forms. Let me do one by one. Let the form one. Suppose you decide that the row will contain. I already told you that there are some few things that are to be defined before writing a matrix by the user only. Suppose as a user, you define that the row will contain data of factories, and I will write in short. Column will contain men or women numbers. Okay, then this matrix be named as A will contain data in this form: 30, 25, 25, 31, 27, and 26. So this is three row and two column, 3 by 2 matrix. Suppose as a user you choose that no, I will my row will contain gender data, that is number of men or women worker, and my column will contain the data for factories. So now let's name this matrix as B. Now row is having men and women data. Okay, so factory 1 is having how many men? Suppose this is men, this is women data. Here factory 1, here factory 2, and in column 3 we are representing as factory 3. So factory 1 is having how many men? That is 30, and women 25. Similarly 25 and 31, and 27 as 26. So here you have written the data in the form of a matrix which is of the order 2 rows into 3 columns, 2 by 3 order matrix. But this is also right. This depends upon the user, how he wants to use, how handling the data is convenient to him. That is only at the discretion of the user. Now we will study types of matrices. Till now we have seen the definition, general representation, formulation of a matrix, all these things. Now we are moving to types of matrix. Okay. As of now, we will divide the matrix into 7 classes. Types, there are total 7. We will study one by one. First, I will tell you the name of each. First one is column matrix. Similarly, second one is row matrix. Third one is square matrix. Fourth, we will study about diagonal matrix. Next comes scalar. Sixth one is identity matrix. And seventh and last one is zero matrix. In some books, this is also called as null matrix. In your book, it is written as, in the book of NCRT, it is written as zero matrix. Okay. Now one by one, we will see. The first one was column matrix. Now, this is very simple. The matrix which is having only one column, matrix which is having only one column is called as column matrix. In generally, we represent the order of a matrix as m into n, right? Here n represents the number of columns. This is number of, sorry, this is number of columns. Here column is 1, so order of a column matrix will be m cross 1. This is the definition of a column matrix. Similarly, it will be very easy to guess what is a row matrix. In row matrix, we are having only one row. Like the order will become 1 cross n. Let us see an example. 2, 1, 5, 7. This is the example of row matrix with the order 1 cross 4. Now moving to the third one. Third one is the square matrix. Okay, here m becomes equal to n in the order. That means number of rows equals number of columns. Let us write like 2 by 2 matrix. This is an example of square matrix of the order 2 by 2. Till now, what are the examples we are taking for matrix is only the matrix containing numbers as their entities. We can just not confuse with it. We can also have functions like sin x, 1 plus 10x, 7, 5 plus 3i. This is complex notation. Now it is clear that matrix can also contain functions, numbers. Now moving to the fourth matrix, that is a diagonal matrix. Here only diagonal elements are non-zero. I will tell you what are the diagonal elements. Now consider this earlier matrix in the example of a square matrix. Now I will mark this for you. The elements 2 and 9. This is called as diagonal, or to be more precise, it is called as principal diagonal. We are also having another diagonal, but this one is not principal diagonal. This is simply diagonal element. The one which starts from the first row and first column and moves till the last element of the last row. That is the principal diagonal. You will see the example of a diagonal element as I will write 3 by 3 matrix 1.1 0 0 2, sorry, this is 0, this is 7, this is 0 0 0 9. This is the example of diagonal matrix. Let me switch the page. Okay, this is page 5. Now the fifth type of matrix is scalar matrix. Scalar matrix is also a diagonal matrix. It is a special case of diagonal elements. Diagonal matrix, sorry. Scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix where all elements are same. Let us see an example. Root 3 0 0 0. The elements will be same. And the next one is an identity matrix. First, we have seen diagonal matrix where the diagonal elements of the principal diagonal are non-zero. Then we have seen a special case of diagonal matrix, that is scalar matrix, where the elements of the principal diagonal are same. Now, if all these elements of the principal diagonal are same and also their value is 1, then that is a special case of scalar matrix where principal diagonal elements will become 1. That is called as identity matrix. This is an important matrix which is generally used for many engineering applications and will be used as and when required. Now, we will see our last case, that is 0 or null matrix. As the name indicates, here all the elements of the matrix are 0. With this, we have completed the types of matrices. The, After this, we have to look for the equalities of matrices, that conditions how we can say that two matrices are equal or not. What are the operations that can be performed on matrices, like addition of matrices. We can also perform multiplication of a matrix by scalar, matrix multiplication, differences, properties of matrix. For everything, like for addition, what are the properties? For subtraction, what are the properties? These are the topics that we have to cover in the subsequent lecture. But for the demo lecture, I would like to conclude here. Hope you would like it.